Here I will give an overview of what happens from a risk team point of view during the project, so per process. So the first thing that happens is in the starting up a project process, and that is we create the daily log. So because PRINCE2 says that, don't create the risk register until later, because we're not really sure the project is going to start up. Okay, so we create a daily log and we put the information in there. It's less official. We can also put some high-level risks into the outline business case, because the outline or the business case has a special place called risks, and in there you put the high-level risks. So it's always a good idea to put those in there as well. And the outline business case is part of the project brief. Then during the planning stage or the initiation stage, we will create something called the risk management approach. So it's a document like a policy document, and this helps us to give us an approach to managing risk during the project. That's a good way to read the name of the document. So it's a policy document which we will just copy down and we'll say we'll use that. It's not really something the project manager creates. They just copy it down and say that's the policy that we're going to follow. Okay, and if there are some small changes to do because of the particular type of project you're doing, then do it, but mostly people don't change that. They just keep it as it is. Then we will also create the risk register almost immediately at the beginning of the process, and any new risks that happen or that we're aware of will go into the risk register. So for each product description, when we are defining it, we should ask, what risks are associated with this, and then if needed, we create a new entry into the risk register and we enter it like that. So the risk register is probably being updated all the time during the initiation stage. Then during or just before the end of the initiation stage, we will complete the business case. And as I've said before, there's a small space within the business case document where we put the high-level risks. So that information will go in there because that's a useful overview for the project board. They're not interested in reading all of the risks, but they are interested in knowing the high-level risks in a project. Now, during the project itself, during the controlling stage process, the project manager is always spending time with risk management. They could look at this, let's say, for a half an hour a day. Some forget, but that's not a good idea. You should always be thinking about risk management. And so that's being kept updated. You can see the word there, maintained. The project manager maintains the risk register during the project because risk management is something that they should think about every day. Then during the project as well, the project manager will send a report to the project board, maybe once every week or once every 2 weeks. And this is called the highlight report. The word highlight is important because it is a highlight overview on what's happening. And if there are new risks or big risks that the project board should be aware about or kept aware about, then that information will go in there. So that's why highlight report is part of this slide here. Then at the end of the stage, we always update the business case. So sometimes risks will disappear or the high-level risks will go away because they're no longer high-level, and some risks which were low-level will become high-level. So we will always then move those to the section in the business case so the project board can actually read them or be aware of them, because the business case is one of the documents which the project board and especially the executive will actually look at before the start of each new stage. And then at the end of the project, we will have an overview on all the risks that happened during the project. And this is a good overview as well to see, did we actually, were we aware of many of the risks that came up, or were we unaware of a lot of the risks? And that gives us good feedback on how we manage the project as well. So that's why the risk register is there. So that's it. That's basically what we do from a risk register point of view in the project. And I've put there the follow-on action recommendations. That's something where we hand information over to the people who will support the product that we're creating. So if it's like a software product, it's over to the people who will maintain it, and they should be aware of certain risks that might happen in the future once the application goes into production. So that's why that's there, and that happens in the closing and project process. All right, so that's a full overview of what happens from a risk team point of view per process. Hope you liked it.